Well, hello. We're off to a good start. Dropping my phone. Yeah, so welcome Sunday. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Sunday. What day it is, like the actual date. I don't know if it's the 28th today. Anyways, so it's Sunday. Here we are, driving back from Toronto. Just popped on to say hi, howdy doody. A little tired. I just passed I'm through Toronto now, and I'm on my way to drive through Barrie. Oh, hello, hearts. That must be Shannon. Perhaps. Yeah. It's a little windy outside. Oh, hey, Donna. It's Donna. Hey, girl. Hi. Oh, I'm so tired. You would like that, Donna. You should come with me sometime on a weekend, once a month, whenever they have it. Those eclectic dance things. Very cool. It's like meditative dancing. They start with a cacao ceremony and meditation and breathing and stretching, and then you pretty much dance for like 3 hours, and then they have like another it's called a sound bath, where you just lay down, and then they play like a nice like flute or didgeridoo, shakers, while you're meditating. It's very relaxing. So I did that last night. Hi, Mom, again. And I stayed at an Airbnb. It was my first time at an Airbnb where I was staying in the same house as the host. Like, I've had like a guest house off to the side in Costa Rica, and in Florida. Hey, Roger. Oh, are you both together right now? And so I had those two. I've rented apartments. That's been cool. But yeah, like I said, this is the first time where I rent out a room in a house where the people are physically there. And so it was a very strange experience. Very strange. I don't think I'll ever rent from that individual again. She was very on par with like getting back to me, but I don't know, she has 2 daughters. She wasn't there, her husband was there, I think. I know his boots were there. And the daughters were there. And I think that they kept arguing with each other. And so I could hear that. And also the towel that I was given, once I got out of the shower and used it, it stunk. So I don't know if they just like folded up a dirty towel. It was like, is this good enough? So I definitely wouldn't. It was in a big house, like a condo house. Oh, I can't do that, Roger, because I won't be able to see properly. Yeah, eyes are on the road. Yeah, I was kind of grossed out. And also, I got in at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I go to punch in the code for the house, for the door, and I couldn't get in. 5 minutes I was trying. Finally, I just had to keep ringing their Ring doorbell camera, like rapid fire, until the husband came downstairs. And apparently, I had to pull the door closed and then put in the keypad. That would have been nice to know in advance before waking up the whole house. So was cool. An old friend from Sudbury, he drove up on his own, and I went on his Facebook and discovered that it was his birthday, so I let our common friend that I haven't also seen in a long time, who was throwing the party, let him know that it was his birthday, and he didn't even know. So it was like a meeting of friends that I haven't seen them both in forever. So it was kind of cool. Hello, Maurice. So that was last night, and so I woke up this morning. I was exhausted, rightfully so, because I usually don't stay up that late. And I met up with the lovely Shannon Gilmore, and she has her own YouTube channel, and this is the second time we meet up. Very cool lady. If her sister's around, she'll probably I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that, but Maurice. So I lost my train of thought. Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. If her sister's around, he'll probably post her link to get to her page. She just did a YouTube live stream, so she's probably done now. And so after meeting up with Miss Shannon, I went to IKEA and immediately had lunch because I'm like famished. And walked through IKEA with Mom. Okay, you know what, buddy? I think I'm just gonna remove that. I'm gonna put you on a timeout, buddy. You wish, Grimes. You gotta learn to love yours first. Do you live under a bridge? Are you trolling? You be trolling? It's so crazy how much the landscape has changed over the 40 years. Well, maybe, I would say maybe 38 years of me traveling as like a young girl to Toronto to my ripe age of 45 almost. It's crazy how much it's changed. So yeah, went to IKEA. Mom was getting like motion sickness. Poor girl. And I ended up buying a couple of things and showing her what the cupboards will look like. So that's the whole point of going to IKEA today, was just to get like a hands-on experience of touching the cupboards and making sure that they were good quality and not shitty. So that's the last thing I want, is to buy something that's going to break down. So yeah, Mom on my way home. I'm going to be busy this week. I have put up my price list for all my Easter desserts on Facebook and Instagram. So for my little side gig business of baking. So I already got about 7 orders to make. So I'll be busy on Thursday and Friday morning. Looking forward to it. I have all my chocolate made, so that's easy peasy, beautiful. Yeah. So how are you all doing today? That's a yawn my ass off. I really don't need this jacket on. It's a little bit warm for a jacket. It's 10 degrees Celsius right now. And on my odometer, I hit over 70,000 now on my car. Or yeah, my odometer. Not speedometer, odometer. And last night, when I was driving back to my Airbnb, there was like a single vehicle accident. Somebody smashed into the pole that's in the middle of the median. So as I'm assuming is drinking and driving. You guys could check it out and let me know. But it was in Whitby, Whitby, Ontario. where I seen that. So if you see any news on Whitby, Ontario accidents last night, fill me in. That'd be great. And Donna, my friend Shannon really liked the headrest. Her and her daughter Andrea. So we got a Chevy truck coming up hot. Yeah, so I am probably gonna get home around 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna gas up in 2 hours or so, and yeah. So yeah, I gotta be a busy girl next week. I have to make well, I gotta work. And then by the end of the week I'll be doing my cupcakes. I got my cupcake boxes in, so they're not gonna go flying and all over the place once they're all made. It won't ruin the aesthetic. Hey Pond, welcome back. We are on the road. Here, I'll show you what the landscape is. So this is driving, this is past King, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. And we are, I guess, the closest that I would be right now is Innisfil. And after Innisfil, it's Barrie, Ontario. Yeah. So we're entering into like a valley right now, as you see. And I got my first coffee of the day. Second, because the first coffee was at Good Earth coffee shop. That's part of like the chapters, or is it Indigo Books? Now I've got my Tim Hortons coffee. I'm ready to go. This should last me for the whole trip. Anymore, I probably want to piss myself. So yeah, it was a good time last night. It's very therapeutic to just like close your eyes and just dance and not care who's around you or how you're dancing. You can body slam yourself, you know. No, it was really nice. It was like kind of tribal-y, kind of housey music. I don't know. We'd have to ask him because I'm on the road right now. He's at home. I would have brought him with me, but the Airbnbs around that area that allow pets cost more. So, and I only came for the night. If I was coming for the whole weekend, stay on Highway 400 North. If it's anything, I'm excited to see him because I miss my little guy. I miss my baby. So I might do a live stream on Thursday night for sure while I'm dressing up my chocolate covered strawberries for my customers, because I'll be doing deliveries on Friday and Saturday. I'm off on Friday, and then Wednesday I'm going to be busy going to court for finally the hearing or the sentencing for that girl that hit that kid, or that girl that hit that guy drinking and driving. So that I was like on scene witness too. So it's going to be a busy week, very busy. I'm 3.5 hours away from home. Which means I don't have enough gas in my tank, so I gotta stop along the way and grab some more gas. How are you doing today, Pond? Did you have a good weekend? Everybody here, you have a good weekend? What'd you do? Let me know what you guys did. I'm interested in knowing about you guys too. Don't just let me be the one doing all the talking, you know? We're all in this together. Let's share in our experiences. I had good conversations about synchronicity. Resistor! Welcome. I sort of caught like Shannon talking about the cookies that I brought her. I was just signing in as she was like finishing up her sentence. Oh, this girl is tired. So yes. Also, I think starting next week, after the holidays and this whole hump of the holidays and baking is done, I'm gonna start like getting into a routine of some sort of physical. Well, I already walk enough, but I think I need to start walking with weight and maybe doing some crunches because yeah, and strengthening up my back. So I gotta look at exercises for my legs and my core. Oh yes, that's right. How did that go, Curiosity? Did you feel like you were like, you know, you got ahead of the game a bit? I'm still trying to think of spots, like of walking in the forest with the sunset. And all I can think about is the rotary trail on top. But you don't really see the sunset. If you're looking to see the sunset is a different story. Or along the trail on the bottom where the Junction Creek is in the rock wall. I think that would be a good spot because it's mostly marshland off to the side. Oh, okay. Right on. Tai Chi could do it, but I need something more physical. Yeah. Like I gotta get into some hardcore core workout here because I'm feeling a bit flabby around the waist. I don't look like it, but I definitely feel it. Oh, sorry I'm so yawny, and I hope it's not triggering you into yawning, but oh my god. I think that was a bird of prey, like a small one, like kestrel size. I think we're coming into Innisfil now. Yes, we are. Oh yeah. Here we go again, Siege Special. Oh. So what did I buy at IKEA? What did I buy at IKEA? Okay, so I bought a crate because I need that for when I do the markets, so I can put stuff in it and place stuff on top of it. Kind of maximize on my vertical room. And then I bought a proper, well, a tiny mini garbage pail, but that's going to be for like a tiny one, okay? And that's for all my compost. I bought 2 pairs of scissors, 2 extra pairs, because I'm always looking around for scissors. And I feel like I'm missing something. Crate, garbage, scissors. Oh, and a sifter for flour, or in my case, it's going to be more or less for icing sugar. Oh, okay. For old people. Yeah, because Tai Chi, it's slower movement, so it requires you to have like balance, and balance also makes your muscles, in a sense, flex. And yeah, I understand how Tai Chi would like be a good workout. some really good wall workouts that I was thinking about trying out. And my throat's sore today, and I think it's just from, talking over the music. It feels really gunky. And tomorrow it's going to be busy because I am going to be reinstating some mail to another area of my route because, like, as you know or didn't know, but I'm going to explain. We had really shitty snowstorm the day I came back from Florida, and buses couldn't run because they were getting stuck, and so we all have been kind of at the whim of the weather and unable to safely their own adventure sort of deal. So I have mailboxes where it's like panels for people to just pick up their mail at one tiny spot on their road or this or that. So I'm now almost able to plug in all the mail for those people, but all the walking aspect is still relatively unsafe except for a couple of spots on streets. So now we're in Mary, and so yeah, I'm going to start the mail for another section of my route. It's funny how, like, driving to Toronto now, like, it feels like it takes 4 minutes since I drove to Florida. Yeah, nothing beats driving 17 hours in one day on the way back. Oh, my goodness. So if you want to check out where I went this weekend, it's called Estatica, and they do it once a month. Start with a cacao ceremony and breathing and stretching, and then you dance for a few hours, and to a DJ playing like tribal housey music, and then you have like a cool down where you go into meditation, and then they have sound bath. It's really relaxing. I feel good, and everybody's like very cool and calm, and everybody's barefoot. Yeah, just, you don't have to dress in club clothes. You're pretty much in comfortable clothes, so yeah, it's awesome. That happens in Whitby, Ontario, but they have Chocolate Groove, which is the same thing, and that's in Toronto. And Toronto and Whitby are like, I don't know, neighbors, pretty much. So here we are, we're entering into Barrie now. To our right, but you can't see it, is Lake Simcoe. Barrie's getting bigger. It's like they're leaving no room for nature anymore. Nope. Everything's getting buried by big businesses and big box stores and big condos. And I remember when there wasn't any condo sky risers or whatever they're called. Times are changing, my friends. There's a housing crisis for the immigration. I'm not joking. So I'm excited to make cookies this week. Yeah. A bunch more sugar cookies. I mean, nice thick ones. The ones that I was making on the live stream were super thick. I wonder if my mom is still around. Kimberly, are you still there? And if you are, can you take out 2 pounds of butter in the freezer downstairs? That'd be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. The blue ones. 2 pounds of the blue ones. Hey, Faxon. We are driving back from Toronto. We went to an Estatica meditative dance event and went to IKEA to look at the cupboards that I want to buy for my base cupboards in my kitchen so I can finish up my kitchen. Ugh. It's insane. Like Sudbury, where I live, like I moved away for 4 years. I came back and it was India. Nothing wrong with East Indian people, and I understand that I come from immigration too. Like my grandparents immigrated here from Finland and Hungary, you know. But wow, to the degree that it's happening now, with the resources that we don't have, it's not sustainable. So that's all I gotta say about that. What's going on with you today, Fax? So I'm just yeah, like it's crazy how much buildings happening now. Barely any snow, but as soon as we get closer to Perry Sound, there's going to be snow on the ground. Georgie, welcome in. Yeah, we don't have palm trees here. We do have pines, you know, like not the same kind you guys have, but some that look like the ones that you guys have. So yeah, I'm about 3 hours away from home. I was so tired this morning, I called a goose a duck. Who does that? Yeah. I'm passing by Georgian College right now, Georgie. It's your time to shine. So I know I have to take the ramp coming up. I always like, well, not forget, but around this time I'm always questioning, do I take, is it the ramp that I take, or is it like I go straight? No, I take the ramp because I'm not going to Aurelia or North Bay. Yeah, we just passed Georgian College. That's what you see when you're first coming into Barrie.
In 800 meters, keep right to continue on Highway 400. Follow signs for Ontario 400 North, Ontario 69.
There you go. Yeah, Barrie is about 45 minutes from Toronto. Okay, we're taking the ramp. Taking the ramp. Taking the ramp.
Right to continue on Highway 400.
That's where we're going.
84 kilometers.
Good places. Yeah, it's a sign, God. It's time to come up here. I'm gonna stop in 2 hours and get some gas, cheap gas. Gas here is like $1.79 a liter. Do the conversion. It's so expensive. It's dumb. So where I go, it's on the reserve, and it's much cheaper. I just hope it should still be open by then. If not, then I'm shit out of luck, and I have like an hour to get gas. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Every little thing. And I'm happy. I thought I lost my little white owl pin that I got at the Museum of Nature adventure in Ottawa a few years ago, like about 4 years ago, and I found it because I had it on one of my coats when I was in Florida, and I for sure thought I lost it. I found like the backing of it. That's okay. I found it. I found my owl. So stoked. Hold on. It's in the door of the car here. Oh, I found it. Here we go. We got it. Yes. It's a win. So I had to resort to wearing my Silly Goose Association pin. It's just that extra flair, you know, it goes a long way. I know, it's so nice. So yeah, some live streams coming up. Definitely have to do one for baking this week. I want to start cooking my stuff for my trip, interior camping. So that's going to be another live stream coming up, is showing the process. But before that happens, I think it's in my best interest to just invest the $200 or so to buy a new 5-tray dehydrator, because I'm working on 2 trays. I can still keep the 2-tray dehydrator and run that one and the other one. It would take way less time in the end, way less money on drying, you know, and yeah, the product, because I can do more at once. So I gotta do that. I gotta figure out what I want to eat. But some of the things that I like to make when I'm like backcountry backpack camping is like Tex-Mex bowl. So I'll dehydrate cooked rice, black beans, I'll dehydrate tomatoes, peppers, jalapeno, and this stuff called TVP, which is textured vegetable protein. So when you add, like, let's just say beef bouillon flavor to it, you know, it'll taste like hamburger because it's the same consistency as hamburger, and a quarter of a cup of that has 11 grams of protein. So I could add like a half a cup of that stuff and have like a half a cup of beans, and I'm laughing, you know, there's my full protein in a meal. I think I made the conscious choice and decision of, I thought that was a dead raven on the side of the road, of making, instead of in the morning, I'd usually make like either the choice of quinoa and dried fruit or oatmeal. Oatmeal weighs more than quinoa dried, so I think I might make quinoa instead, and quinoa is a good superfood, so I'd rather have the quinoa than have the oatmeal, because like I said, oatmeal weighs more, and I'm trying to minimize on my weight as much as I can, because every pound matters when you're out in the bush carrying all that weight. Because my first day is going to be hell. I'm going to be climbing up, feel free to Google it, but it's called The Crack in Killarney Provincial Park, Killarney. The Crack. It's a beautiful view once you get up there, but you are exhausted once you get to the top of that. So I'm going to be carrying like 55 pounds on my back doing that. So once I get to the top, I'm definitely going to be needing like an hour just to recover. So, and that day is my longest day, I think, for hiking. I'm going to be doing, I think, 17 kilometers that day. Yeah, about 17 kilometers that day. I gotta measure my distances for that backcountry trip, but I'm thinking it's about 17. So I'll make Tex-Mex bowl. I really like coconut curry soup, and what I did, but I think I'm gonna change my strategy. I like putting like tofu in it, but I was buying smoked tofu, and I found that rehydrating smoked tofu after dehydrating it, it's so tough. It's like eating rubber. So I think this time around I'm gonna buy the softest tofu that I can find and see if that makes a whole world of a difference. Because I have some soft tofu, like the silken tofu in my freezer. So if I dehydrate that, that might be better. It might turn out like a good consistency. And then I buy that Just Egg patties. So I make that at home, but I'm gonna have to buy the Just Egg patties themselves because I find they'll stay together better. Kind of like you're making an egg sandwich. So you cut that up into pieces, I dehydrate it, boom, voila. So then I dehydrate my red and green curry powder too, and then I put it through like a coffee grinder. Yeah, I know, because like every live streamer, almost every live streamer is like all faked up and baked up and putting on makeup and caking makeup on. And yeah, so coconut curry soup, and I usually like using vermicelli rice or vermicelli, however you say it, the rice noodles there that are really, really super fine. So I like putting a lot of that into my coconut curry soup when I'm doing my backpacking tours. So got Tex-Mex, coconut curry soup. I'll probably make like minestrone soup and dehydrate some macaroni noodles and add that to it. It'll be a 5-night, 6-day trip. So I'm incorporating too, and see what happens. Do I read? I used to a lot. I do still, but I'm so busy lately that for me to read a novel, if that's what you're asking, I don't have time for that. I barely had time to like get into my book that I brought on my vacation. So, Obi, welcome. Hello. We're driving back from Toronto to back home to Sudbury area. So 277 kilometers before I get to Sudbury, but I gotta go north of Sudbury a half an hour. So, in Sudbury. So yeah, what else did I make? I think I've made like some sort of pasta dish once, and you gotta be mindful, like you can't have any grease in the product too because it'll spoil your food. So when you're cooking, you gotta make everything without grease. And what I've been doing is buying little packets on Amazon of like olive oil and adding it after. I also got to dehydrate hummus. I'll make homemade hummus and I dehydrate it, and then I just add water to it to rehydrate it. Perfect. So I'll add all my spices inside of it, and I like usually making a hot one with chili flakes because I'm a sucker for heat. Yes, I'm driving while live streaming. I couldn't, I think it was Goodnight Munchie that was asking me if I was going to be live streaming the event yesterday, and I didn't because they didn't want any cameras on the dance floor or videos. Like I could have stood on the outside and videoed, but if I'm doing that, like I'm taking away from my experience of enjoying the meditation and stuff like that. So if you guys ever have anything like that in your area, feel free to check them out. I got my eyes on the road. I'm good. And it's pretty open. There's like two vehicles at like 2 pole distance away from me. I've got about 4, 5 poles between me and the person in front of me, and I've got about 2 pole distances between myself and the person behind me. So yeah, the snow is starting to come back in this area. So we're just after. What's dangerous is drinking and driving. Yeah. I feel that this is no different than talking to somebody on speakerphone. It's like I'm always scanning the road and everything too. I'm a very hyper aware person. So if you guys have any suggestions for meals that I can make that are vegetarian for my hike, feel free to let me know of some that you've had or tried or whatever. I thought about like a breakfast hash with like potatoes and stuff like that, but I really don't know how that would taste rehydrated. Yeah, it's not busy like I was in the States and stuff like that. But I was even live streaming while I was driving through like Jacksonville and everywhere, so people on ski hill. We got a ski hill to my left. It doesn't look like it's open today. It was on Saturday. It was yesterday. But I think we're almost at the end of our lasagna. See, everything goes in Mylar bags, so if it would be a lasagna, it would have to be deconstructed. And I don't know how melting cheese would be. I would probably, I don't know. I would have to dehydrate cheese, but cheese, there's a little bit of oil in it, I think. Dehydrate cheese and add it at the end, just so the steam rehydrates it. But I would have to have like a deconstructed lasagna, so kind of like find Ripley noodles, and kind of like, you know, Hamburger Helper has those Ripley noodles for the lasagna one, and add the TVP, dehydrate tomatoes, and then grind it down to a powder, and then add the spices and stuff like that. It would be more like a casserole. Yeah, exactly. But it is a good idea. I'm just concerned more about the weight of the noodles. Yeah. But then again, if it's something that's heavier, I can eat it first, and then I'm out of that weight, right? But I'm also carrying all my garbage out too. But I'll have like 10 packs of like Mylar bags that I'm bringing out that are about, I don't know, that size. I also have driver assist on my car, so if you're ever concerned about me and my hands off the wheel. Yeah, that could be good. Dehydrating. Okay, hear me out. Cooking potatoes, dehydrating it. Having onion dehydrated. Simulated bacon? I don't know. But I could also put the TVP on top of it. Kind of like a cowboy campfire potatoes or something. Cheese spud with beans. That could be good, yeah. Because beans are really easy to dehydrate. They dehydrate well. So I made minestrone soup too, and that was really good. Some people just bring bread and everything into the bush with them. Another thing I could do, and I could just buy the ready-made Indian food. It comes in a pouch. You just drop the pouch in water. I might do that as well. That could be a good idea. So at least I could have paneer or whatever, or the lentil, but it would weigh a little bit more because it's not dehydrated. It's still in liquid form. Yeah, soup is good. That's why I like the coconut curry soup, because like those vermicelli noodles are super, super light. They just take up more room. It's almost like looking at is that like not puffed wheat, the wheat biscuits. What's that called, that cereal? Shredded wheat. That's what it reminds me of. I dehydrate my own food. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I did it every time I went on a backpack tour. And it tastes amazing because I know what goes into my food because I'm making it myself. But yeah, those East Indian dishes there, I wouldn't even bother attempting to dehydrate that neither. So I think what I do is dehydrate lentils that are cooked and just add all the spices that normally go into something that they make. Dehydrate like tomatoes and powder, make it into, like, grind it into a powder. So it's like making a sauce as it's steeping for 10 minutes. I'm not messing around, you know? Exactly. No, I like making my own food, as you know, with all the cooking I do. It's the only way. I wish I could live stream while I was doing that hike, but I will not be. If anything, I'll probably bring another phone and use this phone. I could go on all trails and just download the map of the trail that I'm doing as backup, but I do bring my base map with me. It came in handy last time. Not necessarily. They're not all powders, but like if you're making a sauce, you can make the sauce. Like I could make a spaghetti sauce, but if you're putting things in the spaghetti sauce like vegetables and meat, right? You're better off to dehydrate the, like, either you're making your own spaghetti sauce, so you're just putting, I don't put like already made spaghetti sauce into my spaghetti sauce. I make it myself. So I got like my tomatoes that'll dehydrate, and once they're dehydrated, I make that into a powder. So then I add like the oregano, the basil, salt and pepper, parsley, whatever spices that you would put into it, and also garlic powder. Or you could dehydrate garlic pieces too and put it into that. And so like when you're adding water to it, it's creating the sauce, you know, in the pouch. And so then you could put in, on top of all the tomatoes and the spices and stuff, dehydrated bell peppers, dehydrated mushrooms, dehydrated onions, dehydrated TVP, textured vegetable protein, that looks and tastes and has the same texture. Well, it doesn't taste, but it has the same texture as hamburger meat. And so you get to have a spaghetti sauce. Oh my God. Resistor. If I had a freeze dryer, I would be laughing. There goes more of the weight off. Freeze drying your food? Oh, yeah, they're like $5,000 that I don't have, and they're the size of like a washing machine. No, I wish. I do know somebody that has one, and I could make a fortune with them making meals. Just rent out the dehydrator once a month. But it takes like 24 hours to freeze dry things. Yeah, no worries, Obi. So, like, again, for my coconut curry soup, what I do I buy powdered coconut milk, very handy. Powdered coconut milk, and then you usually put red curry paste, and I put green curry paste in as well. So what I do is I'll spread out some red and green Thai curry paste onto my dehydrator mesh, well, not mesh, but like and I'll dehydrate that. I'll peel it off and add into a coffee grinder. And so after I've ground up those, because those are my major spices, I'll dehydrate green onions, normal onions, like Spanish or yellow, whichever one you want. Cilantro, because I like having the pieces of cilantro in it. I'll dehydrate tofu. Yeah, and then you put it all in the bag together, and you just add water to whatever level you deem is good. Thank you, Obi. Have yourself a good rest. Thanks for popping on. Yeah, they are very speedy and expensive. Spendy, yeah. I have 2 hours, I have like 240 kilometers to go to home. 100 kilometers an hour. I'd say like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm very sleepy too, but I can't fall asleep right now. Then I'd be getting into an accident. It's too bad when I drove to Lake Superior Park, I kept like cutting out of reception, because that's a beautiful drive. You guys would have loved it. So yeah, I'm gonna bring 2 phones, one for trailing and one for videos and stuff that I'm gonna take, so I can compile like a video after the fact. So I got to think about songs I want to use for the video too. Misty Mountain Hop for sure. I'm so happy this time around at IKEA, because last time I went, they changed their menu up a bit and they wouldn't bend on something. So normally when you go and you get Swedish meatballs, you get it with like mashed potatoes and peas and like, you know, the gravy on top and the lingonberry sauce. Well, now they sell plant-based Swedish meatballs, which I'm totally stoked about. But when you get those, you're only allowed to get it with round potatoes, scallions, and a pesto sauce with Parmesan. I'm like, well, is it possible to get the Swedish meatballs alone with the mashed potatoes, the lingonberry sauce, and the peas? Because that's what I'm desiring. I'll pay the extra. They wouldn't budge. No, this is how the menu is. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm gonna pay an extra $1. No, we changed our menu. Okay, well, the difference is meatballs, but they're meatballs. Anyways, now we're going through the Muskokas. And so today they redeemed themselves. I had put a complaint on like Google, you know, how you could rate a place, about how they changed the menu and they wouldn't give me the mashed potatoes. And so this time around, they actually gave the mashed potatoes and the peas and didn't charge me extra. So I was like stoked about that. Hello from Scotland. Welcome in. You must be in the later evening now, like around 9:50 p.m. Welcome in. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, I'm stoked. So I'm gonna go back on Google. I'll give them. I'll redo the review. I don't even want to review this Airbnb that I went to because I was really disappointed in the fact that my towel stunk. That was nasty. It was like the husband used it and like just put it on the towel rack. And when I went to go take the towel off today and just put it on the floor so they're aware that it's a dirty towel, the towel rack rod came off. It's like he's obviously not a do-it-yourselfer. Because it was loose on both ends. I was like, oh man, I didn't break this, it was already broken. It's coffee time and yawn time. So far, my experiences in them have been pretty good. I think my first Airbnb was a hostel. And I'm okay with staying in hostels. I know what I'm expecting. The rest of this room was clean. I don't know if the sheets were changed, but the bed was made. Normally I see a garbage bag inside of the trash can in the bathroom. There wasn't any. It was like, this was kind of a last minute booking though, so, but that towel didn't smell clean. And I was already wet. So I was just like, I used it, but I didn't feel good about it. The Airbnb that I had in Florida was good. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. Normally, if I were an Airbnb person, if I had a coffee maker station, right? I'd make sure there's a plug-in available to use it, number one. Number two, I would have sachets of coffee that you can use to make coffee. And some sugar, maybe some powdered coffee mate. I don't drink coffee mate, just black coffee. But that's my expectations. That's what I would do. So there was limited places to plug in the coffee maker. That was sitting on a small little bar fridge. At least there was the bar fridge. At least there was a microwave. The shower, the shower nozzle was leaking a bit, and it was very hard to determine which way to turn it. So it took a bit before I got hot water too. The space was very small because the bed took up most of the room. But all in all, I had a bathroom, I had a microwave that I could use, I had a bar fridge to keep things cold, and it was a space offset from the house. So it was my own space, not tippy-toeing around and having to talk with people when I really just want to be there, not have to talk if I didn't want to, Oh, awesome. I wanted to go down to the Keys, but I made it as far as Del Rey. Because I was visiting Brady Beats and the Token Girl, and they're two friends that are DJs. I'd like to call them friends now, that are DJs on YouTube. And they have sessions every Wednesday from 9 p.m. and then sometimes on the weekend, so you got to check their calendar. But they're playing on June 13th on Brady Beats' birthday in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, Resistor, because we support and help each other out. That's why we put everybody's links. And so, like, that one was okay. The ones I think the best one that I stayed at, my most favorite one, and if I ever go, which I do want to go back to Costa Rica, Manuel Antonio, the first Airbnb, once I got to, oh, well, the only one in Manuel Antonio that I stayed at, was gorgeous. And it wasn't expensive whatsoever. I had, like, enough space to walk around. There was like a kitchenette, so I can make meals on a induction stove. There was a coffee maker with coffee. So awesome. Great shower. I had a walkout balcony that overlooked the coastline of Manuel Antonio and Manuel Antonio National Park. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, okay. I drove down to Florida from Ontario, Canada. It took me, it's like a 23-hour drive there and a 23-hour drive back. But yeah, I think next time I'll probably fly there and then rent a car. But we'll see how costs are. Like, I still gotta add up on my receipts for my gas to see if it's more cost effective to fly there and do that than it is to drive down. It's just the wear and tear on the car. I put like 6,000 plus kilometers on my car. Hello, Oliver. It's been a while. Welcome. This is like after Muskoka's, we're slowly creeping our way to Perry Sound, and there's not much traffic, as you can see. Water is opening up on the lakes around this area, but like closer to home, there's a whole shit ton of snow. A lot of snow. Hence the winter jacket here. I don't even need to wear this coat in the car. I'm just, like snug like a bug in a rug right now. I'll be careful, Oliver. Thank you for caring. I have a lot of distance between the cars and I also have my car on lane assist, so it's like my car could drive itself. Like, my car is driving itself. It stays between the lanes. And then it warns me to put my hands on the steering wheel if I wanted to. Yeah. It comes in handy when you're, taking a coat off when you're way too warm. I don't know if it detects animals in the road, though. I'm not going to test out that theory. I don't like my car. It's a Hyundai Kona. I like my car. It gets me from point A to point B. I'm able to do things that Jeeps do with my car, so I'm happy about that. I get into places that Denali's wonder why and how I got there. True story. I like kayak camping, and I take this car into areas where normally you would need a truck to access, and I have enough clearance on my car, and if you know how to drive on ruts and this and that, you're good. So I'm able to access areas that a normal car can't. Exactly. I love this car. And My last car was a Honda Civic. It was a 2006 Honda Civic. It was a DXG, so it was a base model. There was nothing to it. I had just power windows and that's it. I had no AC, no automatic lock. I couldn't even start my car from outside the car. Nothing special about it. It had a really nice look. I like the look of it. The Honda Civics from 2006. But yeah, like I said, there was nothing to it. So this car, I definitely deserve. It's got heated seats. It's got heated steering wheel. It heats up the side mirrors here. It's got like cameras in the front and the back. It lets me know if somebody's coming off to my side. Tons of stuff. Peterbilt, your phone sucks. Yeah, so I like this car. The only thing that I miss about my other car is it was stick. And I miss driving stick. I would prefer to drive stick over automatic. But when you're going into a large city, stick sucks because of the constant stop and go. I usually just throw it in neutral most of the time. And just like sort of creep. See, my car let me know that. I love this car. Her name is Ashura. You guys met Vivian this week. Now this is Ashura. Or Ashira. Like my t-shirt. I have an hour and 17 minutes before gas and I have 194 kilometers in my tank. We're good. Oh, is that so, Oliver? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with like European vehicles. Yes, that's exactly why I miss stick, because it has better gas mileage. But I don't know, can you get stick with all-wheel drive? Is that like a thing? I wasn't too sure. I'm sure everything is possible now. See, gas is normally $1.79, and right here at this reservation, it's $1.48. It's like 30 cents difference. So $1.48. So I wonder how much the one that I'm going to is going to be. I'll be doing the full gas up there. It will probably cost me about 65 bucks. Oh, I do have coffee here. I don't know. Well, I'm yawning because I am a bit tired, but I'm not going to fall asleep behind the wheel. I'm just tired because like I'm at my tender age of 44. I'm not used to staying up till like 1:30 in the morning anymore. Those days are over. Whoa! That is nuts. That isn't $4. I could understand why, because like it's a small little island and bringing it there, and that's too much though, you know, like gotta find myself a nice New Zealand man, bring him home to Canada, save him from the island. That's crazy. $4 a liter. Fuck. I wonder what the exchange rate is between Canada and New Zealand.
In 1 kilometer, keep left to continue on Trans-Canada Highway.
Trans-Canada Highway. We're on the 400/Highway 69. You follow the sun, if you catch my drift. Highway 69.
Keep left to continue on Trans-Canada Highway.
Because 69 is the sign for Cancer, and Cancer means the sun. If I had to explain it, that's the story, Morning Glory. And Highway 69 here in Ontario only leads to Sudbury. So if you, which is funny because, you know, Sudbury means south. And well, the sun is kind of up in the sky northbound. Anyways. Wow, so it's 25 cents off. The cost of traveling to Australia is so expensive. I wonder if it's the same cost in New Zealand. I need to find a nice outbackian man in Australia. One that likes to walk barefoot. I have a friend from school that actually met her husband online, and he's Australian. And yeah, they're married, and I think he lives here now. He moved here, he made the move. Yeah. I tell ya, the cost of living, it's nuts. So how many liters to a gallon? You know, so if we were to compare $1.79 a liter and convert that to what it would cost in the States, how much would that be American per liter? That's fucking nuts. I think it's just ridiculous, everything going on. But like, Canada does have their own oil, and I think it's in our best interest to just, like, you know, use our own supply. Take care of ourselves. Kind of fight the system. Take back Alaska, maybe incorporate, you know, California. If you want in, resistor with with Washington, let me know. Yeah, that's the thing, is, you know, people, like, all these resources are not infinite, they're finite. Just like where I live in Sudbury is the mining capital of the world. There's going to come a point where we're out of those resources. What's going to happen to all those jobs? And if Henry Ford invented the hemp plastic based car that was stronger than steel back then, why the fuck haven't we been doing that all along? Because that's the solution, you see. It's the end result. Why not, you know? And so of course they didn't want that then. probably better for the environment. Like, I wonder, do you guys have a company, it could be called different, but there was a pilot project for landfill sites called Elementa. And I know where I was living at the time in Sault Ste. Marie, they had a pilot project to see how it worked. But they have this company on like Caribbean islands because they're smaller islands with a lot more landfill sites. So they're trying to eliminate landfill sites altogether, or as much as possible. So what you did is you bring them your garbage, they put it on a conveyor belt, they burn the garbage with heat, not fire, producing methane gas, which is a renewable resource, and the end result is ash. You see how it's eliminating all that waste? So do you guys have something like that in New Zealand? Like, that reduces carbon imprint for landfill sites? I think it all starts with us. You know, we are creating a demand, right? It doesn't help that marketing kind of sucks us in and keeping up with the Joneses. But if we just keep living a simpler life, I think that we can help reduce the impacts. Not having so many fucking kids. Sorry, my French, but there's so many people out there, and I don't know, maybe this is wrong for me to say because, like, to each their own, but there are many kids out there that shouldn't be having kids. Yeah. That's a lot of air being sucked up by. But anyways, I don't want to get into that debate. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that. But that would be something really good to look into. To kind of unsmoggy, if you remember the Smoggies, that cartoon. I don't know how old you are, but the Smoggies was a cartoon that played on TV for kids. And they roamed, the Smoggies would roam around on a boat and like just create pollution, where the Sun Tots were all like happy, cute, funsy, like trolls that like kept the earth clean. And all you had to do really is just watch the intro song, and then you knew what the whole show was about. But yeah, I think we're just in a land of destruction full of Smoggies. It's sad. I feel the pains of the earth in Sudbury. It's just way too much mining. There's so much pretty rock around here, like because of the meteor that hit here. Beautiful granite lines like that look like waves. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see it. So many pretty lines in the rocks. Or quartz. Yeah, narcissists do have control. Just egotistical people altogether. Ego, money run. Like with my own business, I'm not looking to make a fortune. I'm looking to make some money, but make people happy to serve. After Huntsville is how you get to Algonquin Provincial Park, which is a big, massive park, a lot of moose. If you want to see moose, you go to Algonquin Park, because they will be grazing on the side of the highway in the park all the time. And also, if I recall, in the summertime, there's 1 week in the summer in July where everybody lines up the side of the highway and they call out to wolves. It's pretty magical. It's a beautiful park. It's a very large park. really the two largest parks. Well, maybe even Killarney are the three largest parks in Ontario. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you could always AI that. What are the largest provincial parks in Ontario? What are the three largest provincial parks in Ontario? We got an hour to go before we gas up. All right, giggity. Yeah, looking forward to camping a little bit more this year. Last year, I didn't go camping once, except for at the end of the year, where it was like cooler, because I was so busy every weekend selling, pumping out pies and desserts. Yeah, I kind of wonder what they think. They're like, who is that? You know, in their wolf voice, questioning the weird calls. I know when I was in Killarney doing that 100-kilometer loop the first time with the Narctard, there was a group on top of the mountain range, and we could hear them talk because of the echo. And they started calling out to wolves, so I decided to call back as a wolf, and they shut up immediately. Giggity. You got that right. Yes, I did. So we're closer to Parry Sound now. We're on our way. Parry Sound is on Georgian Bay, which is one of the Great Lakes connected to Lake Huron. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna survive like this week? I hope that I could call the owls that I was calling out to in Killarney Provincial Park, because I'll be walking on my first day. I'll be walking by that campsite, and they usually stay within their zone. So during the day, I'm going to call out to them and see if I could see them first off, but because I wasn't looking up when I was walking out. So yeah, I have an idea of where they would be. Oh, I'm gonna get home and rest, that's for sure. I'm gonna sleep like a not Vivian. I think tomorrow I'm gonna boot her up. Boot up Vivian for sure. Vivi. Yeah. Bread cookies done tomorrow, and then Thursday I can dress them up, so I can put them in the freezer. Just take them out. They're nice and thick, like a half-inch thick. Oh my goodness. I think I didn't sleep in 4 days or something. If I'm like this now, I could just imagine when I'm like 60 years old how things will be. I'm freaking exhausted. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be like, it's time for bed. I'm out for the night. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, time to go. Oh man. Is that what happens when you get old? Yep. Oh. We're on 110 highway now. 110 kilometers an hour, which means we usually do like 120, which is 70. Nope, it's about 80 miles an hour. I guess I'll see when the time comes. I'm in no rush to get there. Time goes by real quick. Like the friends I was hanging out with, the old friends I was hanging out with yesterday, one of them I hadn't seen them in like over 20 years at least. And we were young and reckless then, like the rave scene and stupid drugs. Now we're all adults. Some have kids. Some had kids. We're going to ecstatic dance parties that are alcohol and drug free. Dancing soberly throughout the night. Like we're at an old age home having a dance. Yeah, it does seem like time is going by quicker. I agree with you. Why is that? Is there a scientific explanation for that? I would like to know. I've got questions. It's like somebody wound up the clock and it's ticking quicker. Oh, we are now in the vicinity of Perry Sound. Giddy up. We're at 10 degrees Celsius. Oof. Perry Sound is the home of Bobby Orr, number 4, Boston Bruins. They also have a really, really cool theater for music and stuff like that, like live events at the Bobby Orr Museum. George something theater. I went to go see Big Wreck there. They're an amazing band. They're like American Canadian. He sort of sounds like Chris Cornell. Comparable. Sudbury, here we come. Yeah, a lot more snow on the ground here. But at least you can see the ground still a bit. Even on the rocks there's ice still. Welcome to 2 billion old rock. they buff out some spots too in my paint. We all hanging in there. I put it on cruise, give my leg a rest. Because after a while your butt starts to hurt. I'm pressing down on the acceleration, the gas pedal. Oh, I got a scratch in the back. One thing about the highways here, they suck compared to the States. You guys got your highways perfect. It's like the way that you have them constructed. This pavement thing in Canada and Ontario sucks. Like when you get a pothole, it's a massive crater. It doesn't help that they just patch it in when it's all wet. Oh, this lake still has ice on it. Portage Lake. Got 48 minutes to go. Are you still with us, Oliver? Oh, their gas cap is up. Is open. Am I a whatever contractor? No. I guess so, yeah. Sudbury, where I live, our roads are awful. I should do a live stream to like go around one night in Sudbury and measure the size of the potholes so you can see. Like it's like some roads are all like one big pothole, like one after another. So you might as well, you know, count it as one. I knew what you meant. No, I'm not from the Irish Revolutionary. I'm Canadian. But I was in Irish cadets, Army cadets. I learned how to Highland dance. To marry. Reconnected. Reconnected. I just went through like a soft spot with the internet. Thanks for calling me a baddie. I'm a baddie in a goody way, I guess. Yeah, our roads in Sudbury, going back to Sudbury roads, they're awful. Awful. Nasty. Like some potholes are like pushing a foot deep. And all they do is they'll pack it in when they're wet. That's awesome. I'm a good baddie. I'm the kind of girl that walks around a mining town, the mining capital of the world, with a neon pink sign that says "Stop mining bullets." That's the kind of good baddie I am. People just didn't get it. I don't understand how. Now we are entering into the Magnetawan area, which is indigenous territories. At the same time, Magnetawan is its own geomagnetic anomaly. So it's like a natural magnet. And that one overlaps the Sudbury geomagnetic anomaly. So it's like two magnets overlapping. The snow here is looking like this. Welcome to Northern Ontario, Canada. Oh, you can always come back and check it out. My live streams. That's kind. Yeah, feel free to check out my channel. I got some interesting videos. All sorts, right from the beginning, you know. All sorts of different things. I'll go like camping and kayak camping and tell stories of things I forgot and how I redeemed myself in another video. Play guitar. I've got a pet pigeon and a white dove, and yeah, all sorts of different things. Pigeon masking it up. Do what go crazy here? Do compass? I can't read that. Thank you, Resistor. Feel free to put your page too, Resistor. Why not? You know, do it. We should all become friends. Caring, we be sharing. Everybody was Care Bear staring last night. The actual term Care Bear stare came out. Oh, okay. Now let me reread that. I've never tried out to see if a compass goes crazy here, but I have gone somewhere in Northern Ontario near Sioux Lookout where I was dropped off in the bush, like for work, and we couldn't get a reading off our compass. So we had to look at our map and visually figure out how we were going to get to our research site. Oh, really? Where do you live that they go crazy? In also another place that has a wild geomagnetic anomaly is in Cameroon, Africa. I used to work in forestry, fish and wildlife management with the MNR. So I would work in the forestry sector and I was doing research. So I would tree hug all day, measuring trees, the height, diameter, illnesses, the research site. Yeah, somebody would do plants and another person would analyze soil. So we get dropped off by a helicopter or airplane or the float plane, and have to fend for ourselves for 3 nights and 4 nights in the bush. Areas that people have never been. That was back in the day. Thank you, and yes, and Shannon's as well. But I have a different job now. Instead of walking in the bush, I walk down the street. Aw, Shannon's just thanking me. No, I think probably for the visit. I just seen the message quickly. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna look into that. They say in Cameroon that there's a high percentage of people with mental illness or with like gifts of intuitive gifts, so to speak, and they seem to think it's because of the geomagnetic anomaly that they're living in. Yeah, well, us Canadians were weird to start off with. We're strange. I'm strange. I'm a strange bird. I acknowledge it. Kilometers before my turn off to get gas. We're in Shawanaga, which is another reservation. Gas here. Last time it was how much? $1.49, and here it's $1.50. Okay, yeah. Ironland. See, where I live in Sudbury, it's iron as well because it was hit by a meteor 1.8 billion years ago. So they're extracting iron ore, copper, palladium, like a bunch of different rare minerals too. But the meteor that hit Sudbury, where I live, is the size of Mount Everest. So you put that into perspective. It shaped our world. If not, it was one of the Big Bangs, if not the Big Bang. And they are researching the Big Bang in Sudbury in a mine that's called Creighton Mine, and Creighton. And it's the deepest mine, I think, in the world, or it was. And so they're measuring dark matter, which predicts, or they're able to get, I guess, information on when the Big Bang started. Have I seen any information about that? No, but that's what they're researching. Iron ore. Steel. Yeah, the moon is a powerful thing too, you know. It's has the ability to bring in tides with our planet, and just everything is in harmony, and we're throwing everything out of balance. That's what I think. That's why everything is sort of going to shit. Everything is interconnected. Because they spent a lot of money trying to research this. Yeah, you should check out SNOLAB, SNOLAB. If you want to get in-depth description and details of what they're doing in Sudbury, or Neutrino Lab. Neutrino. Oh, absolutely. I think they're trying to I think they're trying to predict when God created that bang or unveiled God by playing God, if that makes sense. Which is my assumption. So I'm a what? No, I'm not a geologist. I'm a forestry technician by trade. Or I was. So by the research that I was doing, you could predict what other sites would be doing based on the landscape and what was growing. I don't know how many billion years ago they were predicting a Big Bang. Time has been created by man. That's all I know. I like snow because you can see animal prints, you know? Makes me happy. There's tons of animal prints here. Tons. So I don't know if they have a dog that likes to roam all over the place in the bush, but holy jeez, there's tons. Rabbit tracks, probably too. Slow this down. I'm doing 100 and a 70. Okay, 33 kilometers to go. It's so nice to see the sun out, to feel the sun. It's 8 degrees Celsius now. It's getting cooler. It's getting much cooler. I kind of want to drive through my mail route and see how it is. But at the same time, I'd rather just wait till tomorrow and know what I seen Friday. So then I could properly assess what I'm bringing. Because there's like 4 streets that I can't deliver right now. Ooh, that was a bad sinkhole. got a point, resistor. But like, I feel that everybody should be welcome here, even if whatever beliefs, but to not be pressing how we believe onto others, I guess, because we know in our hearts. Well, hello, Shannon. I see you're high. Welcome in. I can't read your text message when I'm driving because it would boot me out.